So, Kevin, since we spoke last week, I've been thinking about how we talked about dishonesty and how that has impacted on some of the choices that you found yourself making.
With Ash, because, I was actually thinking about that too.
Right. Well, what I'm curious to know is this the kind of behaviour that you would normally associate with yourself?
Sorry, but just when you say behaviour I normally associate with myself, I was wondering, do you mean, do I normally associate myself with being a bit of a prick?
No. If I'd have meant that, I'd have said that.
Right, sorry, it's just, sometimes I feel like I have to translate what you say from therapist talk into normal person talk.
Do I not seem normal?
No, you do. It's just that sometimes the things that you say sound like things that if I wanted to say, I'd have to rehearse before I was able to say.
Sorry.
Basically, I just think you're really good at talking.
Thank you. Well, I think you are really good at talking too.
Oh, that's funny that you say that, because Aisling used to always say that I could talk for Ireland, which is mad because I have a British passport. But if there was an Olympics for talking, I definitely represent Ireland because, I don't know, I'm just very loyal like that. And as well, green brings out my eyes. But anyway, sorry, what you were saying, I'm just not sure what you meant.
Sorry?
I'm just not sure if you meant that I associate myself with being a bit of a prick or if I associated myself with someone else.
I meant more the dishonesty.
As in lying?
Yeah.
As in, it's not that I lie, but at the same time, I don't really tell the truth. Does that make sense?
How do you mean?
As in, I think I'm just really good at pretending.
Pretending?
Yeah. As in, it's not like I'm a bad person because, like I said, normally I never lie, but at the same time, I'm not a really good person because sometimes I find the truth very difficult. So, I think it's just that I exist in more of a in-between.
Between honesty and dishonesty?
Well, no, it's not that black and white, as in, it's more complicated than that. So it's kind of like doing really well, but in past maths.
Well, what kind of things do you pretend about?
Oh, it's nothing major, it's just little things, like ordering pints when really I'd rather white wine, or acting like I hate the English when really I think their accents are really cool, or wipe my hands on the way out of the bathroom to pretend to people like, oh yeah, I just washed these, nothing major.
Okay, and why do you think you do that?
Oh, because people find personal hygiene really important.
I meant more the pretending.
Oh. I think people just like me better that way.
When you're pretending?
Yeah.
People like you better when you're pretending to be someone you're not?
Oh, no, it's not that I'm pretending to be something that I'm not. It's more like I'm pretending to be a very specific part of myself while pretending that all the other parts of myself don't exist.
Well, could you give me an example?
Sure. So, it's kind of like comparing Coke to Diet Coke. They're both black, they're both fizzy, they both probably give you cancer, but Diet Coke has no calories. People hate calories. Sometimes I want to be Diet Coke.
Well, let's think about that for a moment. Is that really true? Do you really tone yourself down?
Yes, and I try to.
Did you tone yourself down with Aisling?
No, actually, that's a great point, though. I didn't tone myself down with Aisling, and where's Aisling now? Well, I don't know, but she's not here.
But that's different, because relationships are different.
Yeah, no, they're not. Relationships are actually all exactly the same.
Has that been your experience?
Yeah. Well, as in, the start is always great, because you're in that place of, oh my god, there's another person who actually wants to have sex with me. And then the middle is kind of weird because someone accidentally farts around the other person and really oh Jesus, that was gas, wasn't it? When really it wasn't. And then the end is awful because you break up and you listen to Damien Rice and you spoon unhealthy amounts of Ben and Jerry's down your throat and you re-download Tinder. And there's nothing more depressing than re-downloading Tinder. It's like putting on a suit that you haven't worn in ages. And then you're like, why haven't I worn this suit in ages? And then you realise they only wear this suit to funerals, except this time it's your own funeral, except it's worse than that.
Well, did you meet Aisling on Tinder?
No, I met Aisling in Longford.
Right. Well, let me ask you then, and forgive me because I've never been on Tinder.
Oh, no, that's a good thing because there's literally nothing sadder than old people on Tinder.
Right. But if Tinder is so awful, why are you on it?
Whoa, Jesus Christ, that's a very personal question, okay? That's like walking up to a heroin addict and saying, hey, if you gave up the drugs, your skin would look great, okay? You can't just say that. And you know what? It's not all bad, okay? There are some good parts. As in, I did go on one cool Tinder date with this girl named Carly who said that she didn't fancy me because I reminded her too much of her gay brother from Florida, but she didn't want me to feel like it was a waste of time, so she bought me Nando's for free. So, you know, I'm not totally cynical about it.
Right, and aside from that, what's been your experience?
Jesus, like, I'm not Mr. Tinder, okay? I've only been on one Tinder date and I've only had 3 relationships and they were all real life relationships.
Well, why don't we talk a little bit about them?
As in the relationships? Okay, well, we don't really talk anymore, but I see them on Facebook and stuff and they're all doing great. Like, there was Ellen from school and we went out all the way from transition year, but now she works for KPMG and she teaches yoga on the side, so she's loaded and she's all zen and shit, so she's doing great. And then there was Breed, who I was with right the way through college, and when we broke up, as if to prove a point, she lost loads of weight and she started working for this CrossFit gym and now she has a health blog and she's going out with this lad who is in the Dublin football team, even though all the papers say that he's gay, but she's happy. And then there was Karen. And me and Karen were really serious. Aside from that, she was my most serious relationship. And we broke up when she got this job in New York for BuzzFeed. And she now lives in Manhattan and has an outdoor jacuzzi and a pet micro pig named Seamus and a mini fridge on her balcony. So she's flying it. But I should mention that her mum has breast cancer, so you know what, maybe there's all swings and roundabouts. But yeah, I guess the moral of the story is that they're all doing great.
And what about you?
What about me?
Well, all of your exes are doing great, but I'm curious, amongst all this, how are you doing?
Yeah, like for me there's a very big spectrum. Because some days I'm great and I wake up early and I cut my toenails and I make a smoothie with kale and low-fat milk and only 1 scoop of ice cream, and on those days I'm a 9. But then there's other days when I stay in bed until lunchtime and masturbate to people's Facebook profiles and order a pizza that has so much meat on it, it definitely involved the murder of at least 5 separate animals, and on those days I'm a 2.
And how do you feel after those days?
Oh, a bit bloated, but mainly ashamed.
Kevin, that's not what I meant.
No, I know.
Kevin, can I ask you something?
Okay.
Do you love yourself?
Sorry?
I'm asking you.
Yeah?
If you love yourself.
If I love myself? Sorry, is this to do with the Facebook one again?
No, it's a separate question.
If I love myself? Yeah. As in, I don't love myself, but I love myself. Isn't I love myself the appropriate amount, as in, yeah, like I'm grand.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think you're a good person?
Sometimes.
What do you mean by sometimes?
As in, I'm a good person if I hold the door open for an old lady, but then when she doesn't say thank you, I'm a bad person when I hope that she has a stroke. But I'm sorry. What about you? What do you think?
Sorry?
As in, you're my therapist, like, you're the whole expert in this kind of stuff. I'd really like to know what you think.
Well, it's not really a question for me to answer.
Yeah, but it kind of is. As in, you can be totally honest with me. I know it mightn't seem like it, but I honestly want you to tell me the truth. Okay, I'd really like to know. Go on. Do you think that I love myself?
Honestly?
Yeah.
No.
Sorry?
Right now, I'd have to say no.
No.
No, Kevin. Not really, to be honest. I'm not sure that you do.
You don't think that I love myself?
No.
Whoa. Whoa, hold on. You can't just say that to someone.
What?
You can't just say that to someone. You can't just say that someone doesn't love themselves, okay? You can't just say that.
But you asked me what I thought.
Yeah, I know I asked you what you thought, but I didn't think you thought that. I thought you thought what I wanted you to think, okay? I didn't think that you thought that. And I didn't ask you that in that way either. I just asked you in the same way I asked someone, how are you, okay? I didn't actually want to know how you were. I just wanted you to say, yeah, I'm grand. So we could all just move on with our lives, okay? Jesus Christ. What is wrong with you? You don't say that to someone. Jeez. You're unbelievable. Oh my God, this is fucking stupid.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is a perfect example of someone giving someone else the answer that they want to hear.
Well, that's only true if you think that that's the answer that I want to hear. And there's nothing that I want to hear other than the truth, other than what you want to say.
Well, I want to say whatever's going to stop this conversation now.
We can stop this conversation whenever you want. That's no problem. But it is important to me that I know if you're okay.
If I'm okay? Well, I'm not.
No?
No. I'm not okay. I'm not a fucking Kate. And to answer your question, no. Don't know. Don't know what I think of myself. Don't even know if I like myself. And that makes it very hard to think about anything else. But I want to. Hey. Can I ask you something?
Sure.
If you don't like yourself, do you think you can still love yourself?
Oh.